Canceling that order on DAX to go short. That market is still punching higher. So what's happening here? We got a new aura cloud, and we made a run at the bottom, and we made a higher low than the prior low, which is 590. So this low is at 592, and the market is convincingly pushing higher. So there's some bidders coming in here protecting price. We want to see if a retracement back into the T zone, is that going to hold or not. So if it does hold, that tells me that the price action is shifting and the personality of the market is stable, not as short and potentially going long. So want to see how that plays out. We got a YM that's bouncing back from the lows, an NQ that's making an attempt at a reversal here. So that's a reversal. The market is shifting. Came, tested the T zone, bounced back. That's good, a good sign.
Order filled.
On this short here, I'm looking for okay, so target number 1 picked up 3 points, and now the question is a simple one: how far are we gonna go? If we start breaking through that 619, then I'm looking for 614 half. So we picked up 3, so that means my trade is rolling for free, right?
Order pending.
I'm not gonna, even if it comes back and stops me all the way to a 26, I'm already paid for the trade. Here we go. So go, baby, go. 8. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Make me a hero. Maybe not, huh? I'll go break even plus, and I'll give the trade room. This is a critical price, 615. 615 in the middle of the aura cloud. I could take the profit here and be comfortable. If I'm looking for bigger targets, 600 is where I need to be going. But that's gonna take some work, to be honest with you. So if we start hitting 610, I may not get as greedy and just get out of their way and pocket that profit. All I have to say, yes you can, yes you can. Here we go, 6-4. Yep.
Order canceled.
Darn it. Alright, so they made the reversal on this one. So one candle reversal out at 619. Good try. Good try. So far we had what? One small profit, one flat, one small stop, and one decent trade here. Now if we're looking at the price in DAX, we're heading towards 600. That's where that price is going. So let's evaluate the landscape. First of all, how's everybody else doing? I know I ask that question often. So we hit the bottom end of the aura cloud and we're bouncing back off of it. So from that entry, we were targeting that, the 610 area, and we got there. We just had to survive that bounce off the middle of the range. So the next target here will be 600. And depending on how we react to that, we could be hitting back to 590 and below. Seth, on that last trade that I got in, it's basically it's more of a discretionary trade than actually a system trade, but the logic is the first major rally after a major decline typically gets challenged. So I look for a one candle reversal and place a trade there, and I manage it with a one candle stop. From the behavior standpoint, you see a lot of times where, if you have a major sell-off, for example, then the first rally that pops up, the sellers are just waiting on that one, and they pile on it because not everybody got the opportunity to get out of a trade, or a lot of them want to average down. There's a many reasons, or a lot of the buyers that got stuck took that opportunity to get out for less. So there's a lot of reasons why the first rally into a major decline or the exact opposite tend to falter. So that's kind of the rationale behind this trade. Alright, so now interesting price to action here in crude oil. Crude oil is starting to, so it bounced out of the bottom end of the aura cloud and it's pushing higher. So 530, you break up there, you got yourself a runner on the upside. I'm still gonna leave it alone. It moved significantly so far without any major retracement. Here goes that DAX heading towards 600. Alright guys, so this is where I'm at for the day. All my trades are DAX trades, didn't trade anything else so far. And we're positive 62.50. Obviously nothing big here. But guess what? We're still in the hunt. We're keeping our stops small and our exposure to the market small as well. So once we catch a good trade, you know, you see this thing bump up to 500, 1,000 in no time. So we're staying in the hunt.
Order filled.
Go an entry. Again, like I said, this is going to be somewhat of a scalper. So I'm asking myself a couple of questions here. Is can we break below the 15.4? If we do, we're going to be testing 14.7. Where's 14.7? Yes. Then we're looking for 13.5, and from there we're looking for 13 and lower. And we'll read through that. Most likely we'll start getting the Harmony swing system triggering targets for us on the downside. Now while that's happening, I'm not gonna take my eye off DAX and the rest of the instruments. Alright, so that's not cooperating here. Not necessarily happy with this gold trade. Looks like it may stop us out. That's why I kept it small. That market is still strong. We're getting YM moving. We're getting NQ moving. DAX hitting target number 3. Yes, sir. Yes, Jeff, that's a captain setup short on gold. It's not necessarily working out as quickly as I'd like it to. this candle closes down here, 15.4, I feel like I have a good shot at hitting a retracement into 14.4. So that'll give me 12 ticks of room, and I can, you know, manage that trade accordingly, because that means we hit this level here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and closed lower at 15.4. So I need that candle to close lower, and that will set me up for a potentially nice move. I gotta read this gold trade very closely, considering the fact that this market is really a bullish market. It's up 18.8, so I'm taking a counter trend trade based on a captain setup, and those typically are more of a scalper than an actually a trend trade. So I gotta be careful with this one. Just one contract, I'm keeping it small. So we got an NQ. Now the question I have for myself here in gold is a simple one. Why is this thing taking this long to move lower? Am I missing something here? Is the market not short? I mean, obviously this market is very strong in comparison to the rest of them, but you know, I'm seeing multiple attempts at the top of the range, 1, 2, and this is the third one. So if it's gonna, and this is, if you could look at it, it's a high, a lower high, and a lower high. So if this gonna be a short, if this market is gonna pull back, it's gonna probably pull back right here. That's it. You know, so I'm trying to be patient, but at the same time, I gotta, the market tells you the story. So what is the market telling me right now? Okay, so one of the conditions I have for the trade is coming through, which is market broke to that 15.4. Now, can you get to 14.6? Alright, so because that would be, here we go. Can we go, right? That'll be the moment of truth. It's 14.6. It's giving me a break even. I don't want to necessarily take it. I mean, I could take a 10 tick here. We said it's a scalper. We hit our target. Now it's more of more of a greed than anything else. I wanted to see if we can break the 13.7 and see if we can get to 13. So if we do that, then we're sitting nicely. Any break below 13.7, I'm gonna look for an out. I'm not gonna risk. See, a lot of times they just jack with it. They'll take it down, they pull it back up, and start messing around with it. So let's keep reading through this. I mean, we hit target number 5, so a close at 14.1 will be very good for us. Alright, baby, make me a hero. So my question to myself is how much, if it pulls back and closes at 15.4, yeah, come on. So let's just go here at 15.5. I really want to see that break. If that break comes through, we're golden in a big way. No pun intended. The condition for a profit on a scalp is really exist. So my question is a simple one. I'm gonna give away the scalping profits for the potential of getting more with a break at 13.7. What keeps me in this trade longer is the way prices are declining. So that's a lower highs, and you got a captain set up after a major run up. So I'm looking for a deeper retracement into 13.7, into 13, potentially 12.5, which require me being patient and requires me to go break even plus and risk giving up all this, a point worth of profits. And if it happens, it happens. I don't care. I'm not losing any money on this trade, but I want more. I think I can get more. Yeah, and look here, we're at. I mean, how come I didn't see that trade? There was a captain set up early on, so that area is really a solid one. So that candle is going to be very important. You close at 14.2. We are good for an attempt at 13.8, 13. And there I'm going to put a target. I may not get, I'm not necessarily going to get greedy with it. If I get 13, They don't make it easy, do they? Yep, they don't make it easy. Yeah, they're gonna pick me off for a break even. If that happens, I gave it the good old college try, right? And I'm comfortable with that, man. I mean, you want to make big money, you gotta have to stick around in these trades a little bit longer. I mean, that's just the bottom line. You have to figure out a way to do that, which means reading. Like if I have a couple of contracts, I would have been so out for 14.4 for that first contract. Now this would be free loading, free riding. So while this is making a decision, I'm looking at NQ. So either you're gonna keep going lower or you're gonna stop me out for break even. So while that's happening, let's take a look at NQ. We may get an opportunity here.
Order pending.
I have a buy order at 95.25, believe it or not. Two contracts, that'll be a capping price action, and I'm looking for 97 and 100, depending on how far things are progressing. Okay, entry. Well, here you go. Alright, so first target on a pocket, couple of points if I can. Yeah. Come on, couple of points and let me get out of the way, huh? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Give me that. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. I'm going... I don't want to go break even, but I'm going to go half candle back. Just need that push. 97. Let's do this. Hit no fill. Quarter hit no fill. Come on. It's not what I want to see happen.
Target filled.
Alright, so we got the first target. So we pocketed 2 points now. I'm not going to even playing with this. I'm going to go break even. If it has strength to bust through to the 100, then fine. Otherwise, any consolidation here is going to come back and hit me at my break even. And I'm comfortable with that idea. So 2 points on that. Go, baby, go. Captain set up here. Captain set up there. Captain set up everywhere. Make that money. Gold is looking better. Maybe. That one candle is going to be determining my fate in that trade. Really. Okay.
Order
so
pending.
Here, I mean, I cannot be too... I'll take another 2 points out of this and call it a day. So this was a scalper to begin with. So we're breaking even plus 1 tick. That's what's going on right now. Yeah, see, that's the first attempt at the top end of the aura cloud. Yep, okay, so we pocketed 1 more tick on that one. So profitable trade and moving on. Going back to gold and see what happened or what's happening. No, I guess not. All right, we're still babysitting here. That's exactly what I'm doing, babysitting. I gotta ask myself a question also. If it closes lower at 14.2 right here, so 14.1, would I go and add another contract for a break below? That will put my average in and around the 15, and that candle is gonna be my protection, which would be anything over 15.5 is a stop. I think that would be too aggressive for this type of price action, so I'm not necessarily gonna mess around with that. Just leave it alone. We'll keep it with this one contract and either break even plus one tick, or we get ourselves a big winner. That's it. It's okay to talk to yourself while you trade. That's the only time you're allowed to do so. Otherwise, people think you're crazy. I'm not crazy. This is how I keep myself from impulsive trading. I constantly talk through the trade and do the if and then scenarios. This way, I don't do something impulsively, or at least it reduces your probability of doing something impulsively. It saves me a lot of money.
Stop filled.
All right, so the dream is over, and plus one tick. Boo. All right, let's take a look at DAX. Oh shoot. Get in.
Order
Get in.
pending. Order filled. Order pending. Order filled.
All right, I didn't realize I had 4 contracts on that bad boy. So I took, I didn't want 2 contracts. I took, what is it, 1.5? Took 1.5 on 2, and now I have another 2. So I'll go up to 90. Come on, they're printing money today, guys. We're printing money. Printing money. Let's go. Okay, don't speak too quickly here. Let's hit 90.5. I'll take one more, and we'll see if we can get any more off of this trade.
Target filled.
Okay, took one off as well. I need a push. I'll just keep one on. I'll keep one on. Yeah, we'll keep one on, and we'll reduce our exposure very quickly here. If I get this candle to close at 88, Yes, Seth. Go, baby, go. Ah, gold, gold, gold. Jeff, why didn't you tell me to stick around in that trade, huh? Isn't that the way it works? That short is solid, baby. That short is solid. Targets all over the place.
Order pending.
All right, let's see if we're at 600. We'll get there on that DAX. Here we go. They're gonna mess with it. Let's take that 92. I'll take 92.
Order canceled.
Out 92. Profits, profits, profits. So where does that take us? That's where that takes us, guys. Beautiful trading right there. Profit, 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 profit. Then you got one stop, one flat. Keeping it tight. Under control. Keep talking to yourself. Talk through the trade. Be patient. We're very patient this morning. Watched a lot of things pass us by, and trades that are not necessarily, or I mean, a lot of trades that we would have taken is just passed on until I think the later on through the day you get a sense. You get a sense of what the market is doing and how it's behaving, and you feed off of that. So early on, I typically start with one contract, two contracts, kind of keep it tight and close to the vest. Then you start figuring out the personality of the day. You have a personality of the week, you have a personality of the day, you have a personality of the year. Each day and each moment in each rotation has its own personality, which makes reading the market challenging, but it's doable. It's just constantly you gotta read the multiple markets and see speed and direction and volume. Okay, so is there a lot of volume coming in? Is the market fast? Is the price cooperating in big rotations? You ask yourself these questions and you answer them correctly, you're solid for the day. Please subscribe to get access to more educational videos. You can also follow our trades in social media below. And remember, always trade in harmony.